This opens up into our sales window, and as you can see, we've got our departments up here. When we click on these departments, it opens up on the sides over here the categories that are available for sale in each of those departments. When you click on those departments, the buttons associated with those categories then pop up. Now you can ring up an item by clicking on it here, or by scanning it like you normally would, depending on the kind of business you have. I will scan a bottle of water. There we go. So that's scanned in there. And here's our total. To finish it, we would hit the Finish button, which unfortunately right now in this particular version is disabled. But when you click on that, it pops up a screen that has your different payment types, including quick cash keys. And you process the sale, receipt prints, cash drawer opens, and a window stays open that shows you the change from that sale. Let's go over a couple of other little sale things here. Obviously you can hit the delete key, delete things using your keyboard, or using just a screen you can delete items using a touch screen as well. Now one thing to note here is that this feature that makes the buttons larger like this when you scroll over them can be turned off if you find that to be a little bit annoying. Also, if you have more items than you have buttons here, clicking on the category button again will scroll through page after page of items if you have more items than fit on this screen right now. There are ways to set the system up so that only certain items have buttons and other items are only scannable. That way you don't have, if you have thousands of items, you want to have thousands of buttons here that you have to sort through to find what you're looking for. But that is the sales screen. Alright, next we're going to talk about another aspect of sales, and that is the customer database. If you click on the customer button, you can put in the customer. If they're already in here, you can select them off the list here, or you can do a search for them, or pull them from the drop-down, edit them, whatever you want to do. But basically, once you have a customer selected, this transaction will be stored in that customer's file. And the good thing about that is that you can then always look up previous things that particular customer's purchased. You can use their information to create mailing lists, things of that nature. And another good thing is that it has a built-in loyalty program that works in conjunction with the customer database. So now that we've got Joe Skmo over here as the customer for this particular transaction, he can accumulate points based on what he buys. So for example, for the pliers, the bottled water, each item can individually be set up to be worth a specific amount of points. Okay? And when they reach specific amounts of points, the system can be enabled to prompt you to ask if you want to use the points to redeem in lieu of cash for this transaction or for part of the transaction, or if you just want to keep accumulating those points for later use. But it's a pretty good system. Okay, next we're going to go over some other nice little features that I've noticed about this software. First of all, if you look over here at all the buttons on the side, each one of these is individually put there by you. I mean, when the software is installed on a system, it'll come with certain defaults, but you can change these buttons to be in different orders, and there are many other buttons available that are not seen here right now that for certain kinds of businesses can be more useful. For example, you could have a button that says rental. If you do a lot of rentals, you can just pull the rental window right up. You also have extra toolbars here. If you click on the employee toolbar, that'll pop up, or the manager toolbar, that'll pop up again, completely customizable with whatever buttons you want to put on there. For example, on the manager toolbar, I could put the Z out button, or any other manager functions like maybe void sale or look up previous sales, or different functions that I think might be appropriate. In addition to making these all completely customizable, they also each carry unique permissions. So for each function in the system, you can designate that certain employees can or cannot perform those functions based on the security level that you have put into the system for them. Another good thing here is if you have a sale open on your screen, you can also save it as a quote. You can print that quote out to regular paper, unlike to submit a paper quote to somebody. You can also then find it and then pay for it later on. You have customer accounts here as well, where they can you can charge an actual entire transaction to a customer account for invoice later as well. So again, a lot of really good functions over here in the software. Alright, so now at our manager menu, we'll open this up and you will see here, this is the manager menu. Here you can adjust all of your settings. An interesting thing here is the terminology setting. Basically, almost every word that you see in the software can be renamed to something else. For example, if you want your reports to be called, I don't know, chocolate, you could rename your reports by just say chocolate. Basically, anything that you see on your receipts or anything can be renamed to something that suits your particular business. If you want, it's an interesting little function there. We're going to go ahead and go to product control right now. I'm going to go over some basic things about how you input the items here. As you can see, you got your item numbers, UPC number, description. The long description is a long description that you can put for the item. This doesn't show up on the receipts, but there's a button in the sales window that lets a cashier look at that so they can get other information on that particular product. You can designate up to 6 different price scales, market percentages, cost. Here's the points for the loyalty module, how much the point it's worth, how many points it costs to redeem it. Designate as a sale item, whether it's something you want to rent. You can designate as a coupon for the system. Consignment, the system does work for consignment as well. Specified as a gift card, all sorts of different things here. If you go here to options, these are all the different options. Some interesting things are, for example, if you click on service, then it does not track an inventory. Ask price lets you basically, it'll pop up window asking which of the predefined prices you want to be charged. Price prompt is good for things that are weighed. For example, you put the price here as 0, click on price prompt, and then when they ring up this item, the system will ask you to put in the price, that you read off a scale or whatever like that for that particular item. Or if you have an actual scale attached to the system, you can click the button that says read scale down here, and it'll automatically take the price from what the scale says to. This tab here, you can designate up to 4 different suppliers for an item. You designate at what point, what stock threshold basically, this should show up on your reorder report, and exactly what your regular reorder amount is. You can also assign things like modifiers, add-ons, all sorts of things. You can have combos where when you ring up one item, it removes inventory for other items as well. Like for example, a gift basket that you make out of multiple items. You can create an item called gift basket, which then is built from these other inventoried parts. And when you ring up that gift basket, it subtracts those parts from inventory as well. So again, a lot of good things here. You can also have designate other items as being the next bigger or next smaller in relation, so that if you're out of one, the system can automatically say, hey, you have a larger size in stock, do you want to sell that one? Or you can predetermine having an upsell offer. When they click on this, it'll automatically pop up and say, hey, cashier, this person just purchased this item. You should suggest that they purchase this item that goes with it. So again, a lot of really good functions here. Click on this label. If you have a barcode printer attached to your system, it'll print the barcode for it. If you don't have an actual barcode labeler, you can generate the barcodes separately on your desktop using like Avery or even Word or Excel. Barcode fonts are installed on all of our systems, so that's not really an issue. You can always create your own barcodes if you need to. But generally speaking, most customers seem to prefer, rather than printing out a lot of barcodes for a lot of items, is just using the buttons on the screen to ring up those items. Sometimes makes it a little bit easier. Okay, another nice little feature here is the Amazon button. When you click on that, it opens up a little window, and if you scan or put the UPC code of the item into there, it'll search for it in Amazon's database, and if it's there, it'll pull the information, including a picture of the item for you, into your database over here. It's good for bookstores and things of that nature. So that's the product editor. Let's exit out of that. Alright, so that was the product editor. Other things you'll see here in your manager menu. Just go through this slowly so you can see. List builder, customer control, accounts. Shows you customers that have, accounts due, things of that nature. Time clock. Gift cards. The gift cards, it has a built-in gift card system. Lots of good functions there. Okay. So here you got sales reports, payment reports, products, inventory or value, stock status, what's low, what needs to be ordered, all that kind of stuff. Another good function here is that you can enable it to basically automatically every day send you some certain reports, basically automatically emailed you, to like a home office address, basically, which is nice. You can also access that same emailing feature when you run any report. For example, I'll run a report here. As you can see, you can print it, save it to disk. You can also email this. If you click on this, it'll automatically email the report to that predetermined email address, which is also a really nice feature that it has here. The software also does offer QuickBooks support. If you have QuickBooks installed on the same system, it can export information to QuickBooks. Also, if you click on any of the reports and click the Save button, it can save those in an Excel sheet as well, which is also a nice little feature there. You also have a sales monitor here. So basically, the software has a lot of really good features, and based on what we see, there isn't too much that it really can't do. I think for most retail environments, it has pretty much support for everything. If you have any questions, though, you can always email